Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Previously on this channel we drafted a basic bodice pattern. Okay, if you haven't seen that video, you should do so because this one is a continuation to the previous one. All right, the link to the previous video is going to be on the description. So today we're going to be drafting a basic sleeve pattern. All right, we are drafting a short sleeve for the body. So you want to see how I drafted this, then please keep watching. I will be needing a French curve, a ruler, your tape rule, and of course your pattern paper. All right, I have the pattern paper folded into two so as to draft both the front and the back sleeve. And the measurements we're going to be needing are your sleeve length. Okay, that is how long you want your sleeve to be. It could be a short sleeve, it could be a long sleeve, it could be a 3/4. Okay, but for this tutorial I'm making a short sleeve. All right, so you need your sleeve length measurement, you need your sleeve round, that is measurement round where your sleeve length ends. Okay, I hope you understand what I mean. You can also call that your sleeve opening. Okay, and another measurement we'll be needing is the sleeve cap height. Okay, the sleeve cap height is the distance between the tip of the shoulder to a bit below the armpit area. Okay, it gives you the ease to raise your hands and move your hands freely when wearing a sleeve. All right, so the formula to calculate that is your bust divided by 12 plus 0.5 inch. Okay, I've calculated mine. The bust I'm using is 35 divided by 12 plus 0.5. I have 3.4, and that is what I've marked right there. I've marked the cap's height at 3.4. all right, so after marking the 3.4 inch for the cap height, I'm going down to mark the sleeve length at 9 inches. Right, like I said, I'm drafting a short sleeve and I'm marking the length at 9 inches. All right, and I'm going ahead to label those out. That is the sleeve cap height. All right, and down there we have the sleeve length. The next measurement we're going to be taking down is the armhole line. All right, the armhole line we use for the basic bodice, remember that. So you're going to use that same measurement you used to draft your bodice for the arm, for the sleeve. Okay, so we use the formula to find that line, and it's the bust divided by 6 plus 1.5. okay, if you're measuring it out on your bodice, remember to take out the allowance on the shoulder and measure that line. All right, make sure it's the same measurement you used as your armhole line for the bodice. You're going to take that same measurement down on the sleeve. Okay, so for the bodice I used the bust, that which is 35 divided by 6 plus 1.5, that is 7.3. okay, so I'm marking 7.3 inches on that sleeve cap height right there, and from that point you just marked, you're going to connect it straight to the tip of the sleeve. All right, I'm just naming that point right now as the armhole line. Okay, so connect it right from that armhole line point to the tip of the sleeve. Now next you're going to measure that line you just drew. Okay, measure it and mark the midpoint of the line. Now I measured mine was 8 inches and I marked the midpoint at 4. And then from that midpoint you're going to mark 0.5 inch outwards like I am doing right now. Okay, and I'm just labeling that point as small letter H. Okay, and next is to connect that H point you just marked with your French curve. All right, you're going to connect the point to the tip of the sleeve. All right, you could do that with your free hand, or you could use your French curve if you have one. All right, so just find a point, find a curve rather, that connects those 2 points together. Then next you're going to turn your French curve the other way around and then connect that H point to the armhole line point. All right, turn your French curve this way that I'm doing right now. All right, and find a curve, find a smooth curve that connects those 2 points together. Just be tricky about it. Keep shifting the curve, the French curve, until you find a smooth curve that connects those points. There should not be a sharp point. All right, so that right now is the back sleeve curve. Okay, to connect that off the front, you're going to be connecting from the midpoint of the armhole line. All right, the midpoint of that line, that's the place we marked as M. Okay, you're going to be connecting that to the tip of the sleeve. Now remember, while drafting the bodice, the basic bodice on the armhole, that of the front was deeper than that of the back. Okay, so that is what we're doing here. So next you're going to turn your French curve the other way around again, right, and you're going to connect from that M point to the armhole line point. All right, so keep shifting the French curve until you find a curve that connects the 2 points smoothly. Okay, there should be no sharp edges on your curve. So now we have the front sleeve curve. Next we're going to be marking out the sleeve round on that line right there. That is your sleeve round measurement or your sleeve opening, whichever one you know. Okay, so divide your sleeve round by 2 and mark it right there. And then next you're going to connect that point at the armhole line there to what you just marked right now, that is the sleeve round. Okay, you're going to connect it using your French curve, and do not turn your curve this way that I just did. All right, I'm trying to show you the right way to make that curve. The curve should go inwards. Okay, so you're just going to connect those points right now with your curve. You can also do that with your freehand, but to be more accurate, use your French curve. Now we are basically done with this sleeve, but if you do not want to leave your sleeve as a block, you want to add your allowance, then you can go ahead to do that. All right, but before adding your allowance at that point right there, you could make sure it's the same allowance you added on your bodice. Okay, so I added 1 inch on the bodice, and I'm doing the same 1 inch allowance on the sleeve. I also added 1 inch allowance for hemming the sleeve. Okay, you could do 2 inches, it depends on what you want. And at that point right there, do not connect that line with a straight line. Okay, you should connect that point using a slanted line. All right, and this is peculiar to any hem you'll be finishing up by folding. All right, if you connect it with a straight line, when you fold, it's not going to balance up to the side. So you can either do that with a slanted line, or you fold the sleeve when cutting. All right, you fold it on the line, on the main line of the sleeve length, and not the allowance. So next is to cut. Okay, remember you'll be cutting out the back sleeve curve first before cutting the front. So that is the back curve, and then you unfold the hem and then cut out. Right, you can see the effect of that fold right there. Okay, that's what you want to do to make sure your sleeve balances well when you fold. So now you open up the sleeve. All right, open it up and then cut out the curve for the front. Okay, so that is for the front, we've cut out right now, and the other side is the back. Now, a way to cross-check if what you have on your sleeve would actually fit on the bodice, you measure out that curve. All right, I'm measuring out the front curve right now, and I have 9.75 as what I have for the front armhole. Okay, and I'm measuring the same front armhole on the bodice. Okay, measuring a curve can be a bit tricky, so you just take your time and make sure you're doing it well. All right, so I measured that curve, and I have the same 9.75 that I have on the sleeve. All right, so with this you have no issues fixing your sleeve. It's gonna fit in perfectly. But just in case it doesn't fit in, then check if you have to increase or reduce your allowance. If you found this video helpful, do give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos like this. All right, thank you so much for watching, and see you in my next video.